Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Baseball Diaries. It is 9:20 on the East Coast right now. We have gotten out of tornado warning.
Oh, you guys had a tornado warning?
Oh yeah, I was in my basement.
Oh, no shit. Oh, so it was
Yeah,
like a serious one.
yeah.
Oh,
Apparently, it was close to touching down somewhere in my county, so that was
all
great.
I have to
But
say is that's the difference between East Coast people and Midwesterners. You know what you do in the Midwest whenever you hear a tornado warning? You get your fucking lawn chair and you go sit on the front porch.
and you
That's
watch
what you
it,
do.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the Midwest way. Like you get some beers, you sit on the front porch, and you go, "Well, that one's way over there. That ain't getting me." And you watch another one touchdown, and you're like, "Well, there goes a trailer." And as long as it's not close enough for you to go, "Oh fuck," you're good.
Oh no, they got cousin Phil.
Yep. Well, if they got cousin Phil, he's over there. We're good.
Yeah. Well, y'all ain't have hurricane parties, so
True. True. I mean, we all have to bow down to Florida people, though.
oh
We
yeah.
all have to bow down to them because they're just like, oh yeah, hurricane parties. That's cute. We get them every like 3 months.
Get ready for my pet crocodile to
Yeah.
meet you.
Whenever they hear hurricane warnings, they get on their pet crocodile and they greet it with a sword while they're at Waffle
Probably
House.
likely thing for them to do.
All right, back to baseball.
Really slow news day. Well, news week so far in Major League Baseball. Billy Bean died, not the one you're thinking of.
Not the one that I was
guy.
2 tacos deep confused on who it was.
You can't use that as an excuse. You're not drunk. You're just San Antonio.
Look, man, I was 2 tacos deep, and they were spicy tacos, so I was crying. There was some...
What? You were fighting for your life? Damn, you're whiter than I thought.
I am. Really? I'm wearing an American flag tank top. Like, does that not say how white I am? I got sunburned on my shins. My shins are the hairiest part of my body, minus my head.
Yeah, I can't relate. I get dark all the time, so that's a you problem. Kind of a skill issue. I'm not gonna lie.
Fuck you. Go get another Gatorade.
That was a born-in nerf.
Sounds like a skill issue, bitch.
All right. Should have injected you with insulin when I had the chance.
That would have been a crazy way for me to pass the fuck out. Yeah. All of a sudden, I'm feeling kind of drunk, and then I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to cut that.
Yep, that's a cut.
That was quick. All right. They're like, why'd you just pass out? Well, I don't know. He was sleepy.
But yeah, so Billy Bean died. When I first saw it, I was like, oh shit, Moneyball's about to get replayed like 5 million times. It was not that Billy Bean. It was a separate executive. I believe the MLB article said the first like openly gay baseball executive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
a second openly gay.
Oh, second. Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously sad news with his passing.
Died of leukemia too.
Leukemia sucks. Cancer sucks. I had no idea who he was. Completely honest. I just had no idea who this guy was. But yeah, that sucks. I have nothing else to add on that aside from like I don't even know what his role was in Major League Baseball.
He was senior vice president of diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I got nothing else to add.
Yeah,
it's just that just happened.
No, sad news. Yeah.
Sad news.
I think it happened yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, it was one of the two. I can't remember. Days are blending together for better reasons than they were previously.
I'm just back to work, so they're not blending together for me.
Yeah, well, it'd be like that. In other news, the White Sox galaxy-brained themselves.
Oh, also, the White Sox, that's another news note we should have said. They broke the streak.
They did break the streak.
They got to win.
They got to win.
They did it. They finally... in fact, they're getting a round of applause for that. They get a round of applause. They got a win.
That's how down bad that team is.
Yeah.
Like,
There's nothing... And what's funny is when they got the win, right afterwards,
Grifol, you're out.
Yep. They get the win, and they're like, you know what, manager, gone. Get him out.
It's like, what you've already embraced the suck. You may as well completely embrace the suck.
Like, why even, like the manager was the issue. Like, yeah, the reason the White Sox suck is because the manager is the problem.
There was a hilarious, when I was looking for other newsworthy things on this, for this episode, I was like, all right, let's just see. Click the news. Let's scroll through, see what's going on. They started evaluating Chris Getz, their GM, and like his first year GM, his best trades. And I was like, he's really not gotten you anything worthwhile. No. So he's been terrible just in general.
I mean, in general, like, if he was a good GM, why is Garrett Crochet still on the team? Why is Lou Bob still on the team? Like, there's no point.
You have no cornerstones aside from those two, and there's no way you're building a competitive team by keeping them.
Yep. There's no point. Like, they're like
Kopech isn't even a starter anymore. Kopech is a reliever. Mm-hmm. So, and you got rid of him. You may as well gotten rid of everyone.
And I won't even blame like the GM for all of the issues they've had, because they did have a young core that they did in 2020. They looked like a solid. In 2021, they were the favorites to win the division. Yeah, and then they just all got hurt, didn't play to their potential, just fell apart. Like, it just completely fell apart. So it's like, I get it. Like, that you can't do anything about. What you can do is not fire your manager when you're in a losing season that you're actively trying to lose, and get rid of the pieces that you have that you're not going to be able to build a core around eventually. Like,
you got to get return there. Like, I mean, this team is not anywhere close to contending. You may as well try and get as much, like, and that's the thing that I thought was really stupid. This trade deadline was them playing up how much they wanted for Lou Bob. It's like, you're not going to get a Soto package for him. He's been hurt way too often for you to even ask for that.
And he's not even close to Juan Soto. Like, even healthy, Juan Soto and Lou Bob are two different categories of players.
The only argument you have there is Lou Bob is probably a better defender.
Yeah. And it's like, Juan Soto's a significantly better hitter. Like, it's not even, they're not even in the same
Lou Bob has way more swing and miss in him than Juan Soto does.
Juan Soto rarely swings and misses. Like,
so it's like, what are you doing?
Juan Soto's probably got more power too. I'd say they're comparable in power.
They're comparable in power. I would say they're comparable in power.
On base percentage, Juan Soto's going to blow him out the doors. He's going to walk more than anybody, or more than him. I mean, Juan Soto's typically a 1-to-1 strikeout to walk guy. Right now, Lou Bob has 91 strikeouts to 21 walks. Last year, 172 strikeouts to 30 walks. And last year was the only, 2021 and last year were the only flashes of Lou Bob being actually that good. And he had an 857 OPS last year, which is good. That's not bad.
Well, it's good.
But you're also asking that's not Juan Soto. Juan Soto is currently 25.
Yeah, which is why, like, when we were talking trade deadline before the bar exam, I was like, if the Phillies sell the farm for anyone, the only one that I really want is Kyle Tucker. And the Astros aren't selling.
No.
Like, and it looked like they could have been at one point this season.
At one point it did. It did look like they could be sellers.
But now they're not. And so you're never getting Kyle Tucker.
No.
But, oh my Jesus, Lou Bob was not even in that ball. Like, he's not in Kyle Tucker's ballpark. He's not in Juan Soto's ballpark.
I'd say Juan Soto and Kyle Tucker are in the same ballpark. Like, those are two guys where it's like, they're consistently MVP caliber players. And the only difference, the only reason I'll say Juan Soto's a tick above Tucker is based on age. Solely based on age.
Yes. Because if Kyle Tucker was the same age, I think I'd take Kyle Tucker. Because Kyle Tucker is a far better defender.
He's a far better defender. He is. I'll agree with you. But I think Juan Soto's a much better hitter. But it's tough. I think
it's harder to split Soto and Tucker as hitters.
I agree.
Is Tucker a better hitter? No. But is he comparable? Like, more comparable than Lou Bob? Absolutely.
Oh, easily. Not even close. Yes, much closer.
So, I mean, that's the thing with the White Sox. Now you're even more of a, like, I saw another story today. Grady Sizemore was being paid $15 an hour like a year ago. And now he's an MLB manager.
How did that happen?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
How did he can go work at McDonald's and make $15 an hour.
I don't know. Maybe the White Sox are that cheap.
Well, they can't be cheaper than the Marlins. $15 million payroll amongst the entire team.
It's a good point. I don't know. I got nothing. I got nothing.
Yeah.
Grady Sizemore, congrats. You're an MLB manager.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's that team. Like, it's the Ron Washington signing with the Angels, where it's like, congrats, you're an MLB manager. You're gonna do nothing to turn this team around. There's nothing you can do. What are you gonna do? Make them win 30 games this season? Like,
he might get that.
Yeah, which is like,
but that's solely because he only needs to win 3 more games.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Makes absolutely no sense.
No, it's so stupid. I mean, in terms of organizational shooting yourself in the foot, the White Sox are the pinnacle of shooting yourself in the foot.
I'll say the Angels, but they're in the same ball. They're in the same ballpark.
You know what?
And the Marlins.
It's not really. Yeah. Well, okay, actually, yeah. Self-sabotage Olympics. It's really close between those guys.
Yeah, self-sabotage Olympics. It's Marlins, Angels, White Sox, and frankly, I don't know if there's another organization. Well, Rockies could also be in that mix. I mean, trade away the best third baseman in all of baseball. Give the team that you're giving the best third baseman in baseball $50 million to take said third baseman, and then go sign a third baseman who hasn't played in like 2 years to a $185 million deal.
And now he's a DH and a below average right fielder.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like,
yeah. So that is the self-sabotage Olympics. Someone's not getting on the podium there. Someone has to not medal.
At least I will say, the Rockies did do something smart this offseason by signing Tovar to a long-term deal. I was like, okay, that was a good idea. I like that.
Well, the Rockies also at least have some young pieces that are actually looking good. Yes. Like Nolan Jones hasn't been great this year at all.
No, but he had last year, and Brett Doyle's coming back this year.
Also, he's young enough where I would be like, he can turn it around. He'll be fine.
Exactly.
Bretton Doyle looks good. McMahon is older but still good, and they said
he's another one that I think should have been moved at the deadline.
He should have been moved, but I don't know, like, because the market was like, I mean, it was a terrible trade.
Bad. Yeah, it was a terrible trade deadline.
So maybe they figured they weren't going to get a good enough return to warrant selling him. That's
what the White Sox thought with Lubob, which I can understand Lubob because you got years of control with Lubob, but the Garrett Crochet one doesn't make sense because it's he's demanding an extension if he gets traded. Look, I'm a player's guy. I'm always fighting for the players, but at the same time, if I'm the ownership group, I don't care what he demands. That's between you and whatever team you go with. That's not my problem. That's you going over there. And I understand that probably lowered the trade market value because the teams were like, we're not going to give you someone if he's going to demand an extension right away.
And he's going to demand to remain a starter and won't go to the bullpen if we're contending.
But at the same time, if I was the White Sox, I'd take what I can get because it's not like he's not under that long of control. You're not making the playoffs this year. Shocker.
You're not making it next year either.
Yeah, you're not making it for, I'd say at least the next 4 years. At least.
I would say at least the next 4 years. You could put it at a half decade, maybe even 6, and I'd be like, that's probably right.
Maybe. Yeah, that's maybe when they'd be sniffing the playoffs again. So it's like, go get
And then Crochet would be what, like 32?
Yeah. And he'd be already out of years of control. It wouldn't even be
You're going to have to extend him now.
Yeah. Yeah. Either you're going to have to extend him or just let him go to free agency and get nothing for him.
Likely White Sox thing to do.
Yeah.
This isn't even really news and notes, but in terms of the shooting yourself in the foot Olympics, the Angels have already promoted George Clausen, one of the guys we traded for Estevez, to Double-A.
Okay.
And he hadn't pitched. And look, I thought Clausen was talented, but I was also realistically ceiling-wise, he was probably going to be a relief guy because his fastball is elite. He has 2 really good plus breaking pitches. Control was what we were working on with him, and already he's struggled in the Angels organization. And they were like, "Screw it, we're going to put you at the Trash Pandas." I'm like, okay, so there's a non-zero chance that he sniffs the majors this year because the Angels have no idea what they're doing when it comes to promoting players.
They don't know what they're doing with pitching, period. So
no.
I mean, they drafted an entire season of an entire draft was just pitchers, and I don't think any of them. Well, I think there's only like one of them who's in the MLB currently, and I think it's Reed. Oh my god, can't think of his name.
No, they demoted Reed because they have no idea how to handle pitching.
Yep.
And he threw a no-hitter in his rookie year, and somehow they made him worse.
Yep. They know they can shoot themselves in the foot better than any. I mean, I think the best example of shooting themselves in the foot. They're definitely
gold. You know what? The Angels are definitely the gold medalists. Yeah. I mean, they have to be.
The Pujols deal. Come on, worst deal ever. Yeah. Possibly. And then right after that, the whole Angels are like, okay, we have a good lineup this year. You know what we need? We need starting pitching. We're going to go out and sign a third baseman for $245 million, and he's going to play like 3 games all season.
Jesus.
And also, that third baseman also said that baseball's not even his favorite sport, and this is just a job to him, just like being a reporter is to a reporter. If I'm an owner, I don't want that guy.
Well,
I just don't.
No, neither do I, but Artie Moreno doesn't care, so...
No.
I mean, this is a guy who could have gotten the entire generational prospect haul for Ohtani, but wanted the ticket revenue more.
Yep.
So he like John Fisher values money more than actual winning baseball.
More than like most owners, I'm sure.
Well, that's true. But at least at the top of the contending market, you're not going to get that.
Yeah.
I don't understand the motivation of owners who don't want to win. So
I don't either, because I understand you want to sell tickets. I get that. You want to know what the number way to sell tickets is? Have the team be good. Yeah.
Win
if
games.
The team is good, people are gonna go. Like, it just my favorite example of that is the in a different sport, in NHL, the Vegas Golden Knights. Las Vegas, when I was growing up, there was 0 hockey fans. I didn't know a single hockey fan growing up. We got the Golden Knights, and they went to the Stanley Cup the first year. And I understand there was shenanigans with the way that they formed the team, but they made the team very good very quickly. And that now everybody, you drive through Las Vegas, every bar is playing Golden Knights games. Everyone's got Golden Knights flags. That town's a hockey town somehow, in a city that doesn't get below 40 degrees. Like,
yeah. So
a city that sees snow once a year,
if they're lucky.
It's been recently. It's been about once a year usually.
Yeah, shout out global warming. Jesus.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I don't understand. Like, if I'm an ownership group, I'm like, I want the team to be good because I want to make money, and the best way to make money is if the team is good. I understand that there's going to be seasons where you're paying out a lot of money in contracts. Look at the Phillies currently. They're paying out a lot of money, but they're probably selling out almost every game because they're really good. I haven't
had a sellout like once this year.
That's shocking. Beyond shocking.
But still. And it was probably like a Wednesday night game.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying they haven't had a
day game.
So you're saying they haven't not sold out?
Yeah, one time.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so they're making their revenue back. The reason that these players get these mega deals is because the ownership group knows that, yeah, I got to pay Bryce Harper $30 million this year, but on ticket sales alone, I'm going to make that back. And then you got to talk about jersey sales. Then you got to talk about revenue from beer and food at the stadium. There's everything. They're going to make 6 times that on Bryce Harper.
Easily.
Like,
and
it doesn't. I hate that's what I don't understand. It doesn't compute with me.
No, it doesn't compute with me.
I understand if you're a team like the Rays, where like they don't really have a good fan base because they decided to put the stadium an hour and a half outside of Tampa for some reason.
They did get that approved to have a stadium. I don't think it's downtown St. Pete, but I think it's. I don't know if it's downtown Tampa. I don't know where the location is.
As long as it's close. As long as it's closer than this one, because man, Trop is not in a good location.
The Trop also looks like a glorified high school stadium.
It's terrible. It is a terrible stadium.
Yeah,
it might be the worst stadium. In fact, I'm marking that now as an off-season episode. We're ranking stadiums best to worst.
I mean, I already know what my number one is.
Duh, it's gonna be the Bank. We know that.
No, it's Camden Yards.
Oh, okay. Good. Look,
Camden
man.
Yards is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
I love the Bank, but Camden Yards is beautiful.
I'd probably go PNC. I think PNC.
Oh,
is
I love the
amazing.
look there. I love the look, and the way it looks. But PNC would definitely be in my top 5. But
definitely.
But Camden Yards is just absolutely stunning.
Camden Yards is gorgeous, and I love the burnt orange look like that. I don't know what it is about that burnt orange and black that just it hits me.
And speaking of, I just got the because I have the Phillies game on whenever it starts in a minute. Jackson Holliday has a streak. I don't remember how many games, but he's the first player to hit, I think, 3 home runs.
He's the youngest player to ever do that
in a row.
Yep.
So
youngest player to ever do it. Jackson is back. Like,
yes. And given people were labeling him a bust over a very small sample size, saying he's super back over a smaller sample size is technically crazy. However, his hard contact rate kind of warrants it because it's insane.
Over his last 7 games, guess what his slug is?
I want to guess like 770.
818.
Word.
That's his slug. Not his OPS, his fucking slug. He's batting right now 364 with a 440 on base percentage in his last 7 games. So that is holy shit. A 1.52 or a 1.58 OPS.
What's his WRC plus?
1.25.
No,
OPS.
He doesn't qualify. He can't qualify for a WRC plus yet.
No, I don't. Yeah, I couldn't do the math on that. I don't make me do all that work. So he's been hitting the fuck out of the ball. It's stupid. Like,
hey, look, I said it. My American League Rookie of the Year pick might pan out because if he stays this hot, it's definitely panning out.
Okay, if he stays this hot, holy shit, man, it could. If it genuinely could pan out, but I don't even know what his season.
But really, who in the American League Rookie of the Year race would you say has totally differentiated themselves?
Well, just because of the counting stats, I'm thinking like Colton Cowser.
Cowser's
got the counting stats to back it up.
He just hit a homer today too.
Yeah, I mean, it won't be a crazy Rookie of the Year this year for sure.
And
in the American League.
It's not going to be a crazy name.
No, it's not.
Unless Jackson does.
Unless Jackson goes insane, which he would literally have to keep up this pace of a 12 OPS to even to be considered, honestly.
Because he's not going to have a qualifying season.
No, exactly. And actually, I don't even know if he's going to qualify as a rookie this year. I genuinely don't know. Like, I don't know if he'll qualify this year. Let's see.
If he doesn't qualify, I'm rolling over the pick to next year.
That's a good move. It's a good move. I mean, hey, that's what everyone did for Evan Carter, and that one didn't pan out.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now amongst rookies, the highest WAR is Colton Cowser with 2.9. After him is actually Austin Wells, which that's shocking. I did not expect
Austin Wells like 26?
He's older, yeah. He's not that. He's 25? No, 24. 24. Because he's my brother's age. So, he's got to be 24 or 25.
Something like that.
Yeah. But I'm shocked he has 2.7 more with only 8 home runs. That's mind-blowing.
It's probably his catching value, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's Wilyer Abreu for the Red Sox. He's got a 131 weighted runs created plus, which is the highest amongst rookies. So there's going to be some guys, which he did. Wilyer Abreu might win it. He's got an 853 OPS this season.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see counting stats wise where he's at. Home runs, he's third in home runs. He's got 12. He could do it. But I'd still say Colton Cowser is the front runner. Yeah, I'm thinking Colton Cowser is a front runner. But yeah, unless Jackson Holliday continues to hit at a 1.2 OPS for the remainder of the season, and he qualifies.
Look, man, he might. He might. I'm not ruling it out.
You know what? I'm gonna rule it out because holy fuck, man, you're gonna tell me a 20-year-old is hitting like Aaron Judge, like or Barry Bonds?
I mean, currently, he is
for a month or 2 months, basically.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, exactly. If he could do that for 2 months, I'd be like, holy shit. Well, if he didn't qualify as a rookie this year, I'm putting him for MVP next year. Like,
shit, I would too.
I'd be like, fuck Rookie of the Year. He's winning Rookie of the Year and MVP. I'd pull another Yamamoto, except for that one clearly didn't work out for me.
Yep. Oh, that was quick.
What?
He just switched already.
I didn't put a new one in. I just took one out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn. You gotta get a new one in though. You gotta get rid of the shakes already.
But yeah, that's I think the last news of note, really.
Yeah, I think so. Bryce Harper just got the dumbest shot against the shift single I've ever seen.
Bruce.
They shifted Bryce Harper in
That's
the non-shift
idea.
In the non-shift era.
It was a dumb idea to do that to him before. Like,
yeah.
Because I remember so many times where he took major advantage of that. I saw him bunt a triple or a double one time or a couple times.
Yeah, it's entirely possible.
I know I saw him do that. I was like, oh shit. Yeah. All right. Bruce can bunt apparently.
When you want to.
Yeah. I guess I do have one other news and note. This is kind of it wasn't a planned one. I just thought of it off the top of my head. If you're the Dodgers right now, how worried are you?
I think you got to be worried. I think you got to be worried.
2.5 back, and they've been playing great baseball recently. They're 8-2 in their last 10, and so is the Diamondbacks. They're 8-2 in their last 10, and they're only 3 games back. You got 2 teams nipping at your freaking heels, and those 2 teams are playing much better baseball than you are. And the Padres are getting back Yu Darvish soon, and they're getting Musgrove back. I'm pretty sure Musgrove comes back like next week. Yeah. And I think Darvish is the week after.
I'd be very nervous because a division that, the thing is, that was what everyone thought was the safest pick.
Easily.
That the Dodgers were going to win the NL West because they always do.
I was going to say them or the Braves winning the East, but still.
If the season ended right now, the Braves wouldn't make the playoffs.
I know, and that's what's crazy. Like,
and they've been playing terrible baseball. They just got annihilated by the Brewers. Like, and I mean annihilated. It wasn't close in any of the games.
Oh, I'm looking at that now. Holy shit.
It wasn't close.
16-7, 8-5, and 10-0.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Like,
after splitting a series with the Marlins.
Straight up.
Which is not
humiliating baseball.
Which is not good because they're on a stretch of games where they got, let's see, starting from August 6th, they don't have another off day until August 19th.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, they're playing some shit teams. They're playing Colorado, they're playing the Giants, and they're playing the Angels.
It didn't even matter against the Marlins.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Against the Marlins. It's like, how? Like, and the thing is, Truist Park today was empty. There wasn't a soul there.
That's crazy.
It was completely empty. And the crazy thing is, I'm not going to say Braves fans are all fair weather fans, but like, it's easy to be cocky and arrogant when you're winning 100 games a season if you haven't been with a team throughout their struggles. What's going to happen? And I think it's more new generation Braves fans are probably a little bit. No, because the Braves have not always been this dominant. Like,
I agree with you. I know that.
There have been times where the Braves were a bad baseball team.
Yes, 100%.
But this Braves team, people are probably just like, what the hell's going on? And it's like, that's actually exactly what I'm thinking. What the hell's going on?
But another factor with that is, like, when you go to see a baseball game, what do you want to see? You want to see your team's stars on the field. Yeah. They got
you lost 2 of them.
They got 2. They have 2 of them right now, currently playing. I mean,
neither of them.
They lost Albies. I know they lost Albies. They lost Acuna Jr. They lost Spencer Strider. They lost Ronaldo Lopez for a bit. And Ronaldo Lopez was not one of the stars by any means. Like,
he became
one, but he wasn't going into the season by any means.
Yeah. Well, he was a shock name, I think, for all of us, seeing how good he had been.
Yep, and that's why I'm like, so I can kind of understand why it'd be a little empty because, if let's say I'm a Cardinals fan in 2005, and Albert Pujols, Jim Edmonds, Scott Rowland are all on the shelf, and Chris Carpenter and Adam Wainwright are hurt. I don't really care to see that team. I don't really. The guys I wanted to see were those guys.
Yeah. So, I mean, I get it, but it's also you can't call other fan bases fake fans when you do the exact same thing.
That is true.
You can't do that.
That is true.
It's and every fan base is like that. It's everyone loves to call someone a fake fan when their team's struggling, and it's oh, I'm not going to go today. The team kind of sucks right now. It's it happens to everyone.
Yeah.
What goes around comes around.
And there's also differences, too, because, also when fans just don't show up, it also could be a situation where it's the Oakland A's, where it's we're not going to show up because you won't put any fucking money into the team, and we want to go watch the games, but we're not going to pay for you to just buy another yacht. Well, we sit there and we struggle to watch this shit product that you keep giving us. And I understand that, too.
Jack up the prices of the tickets artificially, which is...
On the last day of their last home game this year.
God, I hate John Fisher.
Yeah, that was oof.
So yeah, I mean,
anyways,
aside from the random rant we just went on,
well, we were talking about the Padres and the Dodgers. I mean, I'd be scared. On a scale of 1 to 10, if you're a Dodgers fan, how worried are you that the Padres or the Diamondbacks take the division?
I'd be pretty worried about the Padres. Diamondbacks I would also be worried about, because even if the Diamondbacks don't overtake the Padres, which, I mean, they very well could. The Diamondbacks aren't a bad baseball team.
They're half game back. And Ketel Marte is having an MVP caliber season.
He is.
He might win the MVP.
I mean, Ketel Marte is an unreal baseball player.
He's one of the most underrated baseball players in baseball, period.
Yes. And I will say, I did think he was Philly killer. Josh Bell's up. Damn it. I forgot they signed him. Oh. He grounded into a double play.
Nice.
Sick. Colby Allard is pitching, by the way.
Nice.
So, with the Diamondbacks, I'm not even worried about them taking the division right now. I'm worried about possibly falling out of a playoff spot. Because you're not playing good enough ball to even think, oh, no, we'll be fine.
You're saying the Dodgers, you mean?
Yes.
Okay, you said the Diamondbacks. I was like, the Diamondbacks have been playing really good ball.
No, realistically, both of those teams could jump you within a week.
Exactly.
And now it's oh, what the hell happened to the $1.2 billion offseason?
And if I'm not mistaken, even Jordan Montgomery's coming back. If I'm not, is actually pitching. No, I was
he
wrong.
Still has a 6.57.
I'm wrong there. Well, I meant over his last few games is what I meant.
Oh, okay.
But I'm wrong there too. Let's see.
Well, he's pitching against the Phillies, so he'll probably go 6 shut. So,
yeah, he has not been doing well. But let's just say he does get it figured out. And Erod just came back too. I know that. I don't know what he's been doing.
I don't know if he made a start yet.
He did. I know he made a start. He made a start, I think, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, something like that. 5 2/3, 3 earned runs. So, average start. Not bad. So, I mean, if Ketel Marte keeps dragging that freaking team, and let's say Corbin Carroll figures it the hell out, let's see how he's been doing. It's a name we haven't heard of in a while, other than that, random stretch that he went on where he was killing it. No, Corbin Carroll's not figuring it out. Well, it's weird.
He's halfway
teetering.
Between
yeah.
it. Yeah, he's
halfway
15... between figuring it out and halfway between he's still lost.
Yeah, over his last 15 games, he's got over a 900 OPS. Over his last 7, he's still at over an 800. So yeah, I'll say he's figured it out.
Okay,
that's doing well. Over his last 30 games, he's got over an 800.
Oh, I forgot about this. JT today hit 10 years of Major League service time.
Congrats, JT.
Good for you, JT. He's gonna ground out here, so whatever. But
yeah, if I'm the Dodgers, I'm genuinely worried.
I would be genuinely worried.
I'm saying on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going with a 7. That I'm worried that
I'd go higher. I'd go 8.
Yeah, I was
They've been
between.
playing terrible baseball.
They have been playing very bad baseball, and all it takes is for one week, and now all of a sudden the Dodgers are in second place or even third place.
And God forbid that happens. Could you imagine the panic buttons going around in Rob Manfred's office?
Oh yeah, and Rob Manfred might just fix the games. He might just start every baseball that the Dodgers are throwing weigh 45 pounds and they can't even pass the infield. But then whenever the Dodgers are hitting, the baseballs weigh a fourth of an ounce. He gives
them the juiced balls.
Yeah, gives them the home run derby balls.
He might. Because they've portrayed the Yankees and the Dodgers as a World Series preview for the entire season at this point. And which
cracked me up from day one of the season.
I mean, it's like, dude, the season hasn't even started. You're already picking a World Series. So, like, everything changes in the middle of a baseball season.
Yep.
The Braves should have been more favored at the beginning of the season.
Braves were my pick to go to the World Series.
The only reason that the Braves weren't my pick to go to the World Series is because of the Phillies.
Yeah.
But I wasn't thinking, oh, the Dodgers could be, because I honestly, lineup for lineup, I'd take the healthy Braves over the healthy Dodgers.
Oh, definitely. It's not even close. Not even close. Even close.
It's like, and I'll say the caveat here: healthy Braves. If Matt Olson and Austin Riley remembered how to hit.
Exactly. Healthy Braves going into this season. Like, to start the season, based on what happened last season, easily I'm going with the Braves lineup. And then starting pitching-wise, I'm going with the Braves, too, to begin the season. Because they had Spencer Strider, Max Fried, Chris Sale. Yeah. I'll take that over Yamamoto, who we didn't even know yet. Tyler Glasnow, and who the hell was there? Bobby Miller.
Because Bobby Miller's been...
He's been
terrible this year.
And and all three of those guys was a huge question mark beside them. When it came to Spencer Strider and Max Fried, there was no question mark whatsoever other than just stay healthy, which obviously didn't happen. And then with Chris Sale, it was like, question mark was if he can stay healthy. And if he stays healthy, he's going to throw a sub-3 ERA. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
And then you think, lineup-wise, leadoff hitter, Acuna versus Betts.
Horse apiece.
You could. That's a coin toss. However, Acuna's got I'm way more afraid of Acuna leading off a game than I am Betts right now. Like, just genuine. Dog, Acuna could take you 480 with no issue.
Yeah, but so could Betts isn't. He's also a perennial MVP candidate.
No. I'm saying Betts can. But you also have no idea what position Betts is playing that day. He might be playing shortstop for some fucking reason.
He probably is playing shortstop. He started the season at shortstop.
Yeah, and you're just like, I think Mookie Betts is fantastic.
Well,
I'm more afraid of Acuna.
I'd say for me, I'm going with they're even, in my opinion.
No. I think genuinely, as baseball players, they probably are even. But Acuna scares me more. I also see Acuna more. So.
That's true. But then you go to 2, it's like Freddie Freeman versus they always go Albies.
Yeah, normally it's Albies.
I'm going Freeman there. I'm going Freeman there. Yeah, going Freeman there. Then it's Ohtani versus
typically it would be Matt Olson.
Yeah, and if it was based on last year, horse apiece, either one.
Yeah.
Either one.
And then after that it's
Austin Riley, which is like, okay, this guy is guaranteed to be top 5 in MVP every season, and nobody even
have close to 40 bombs.
Yeah, and everyone's like, wait, who's Austin Riley? It's like, oh yeah, he's that guy who consistently has over a 900 OPS and has 40 tanks every year, and nobody even knows his name. Like, he's the Kyle Tucker of the National League. Like,
yes, and we've said that before.
Yeah. Anyway, so. Yeah, but where it becomes an issue is when you get deep in the lineup. Once you get past what was it, Max Muncy in the Dodgers lineup, it was like black hole, black hole, black hole, black hole, black hole.
Yeah,
and then with the Braves, it was like, okay, you still got to face Travis d'Arnaud or Sean Murphy or Michael Harris II, or
we're discounting the fact that Will Smith is probably the hitter in the same hole as Austin Riley. And Will Smith is great.
He is, but Austin Riley's
a better hitter.
Yeah.
Like, Will Smith is a great hitting catcher.
He's a great hitting catcher.
He's not the best defensive.
No.
He's not the best defensively.
No.
But I'm not taking him over Austin Riley.
I completely agree.
Not a chance in hell. That would be incredibly stupid to take Will Smith as a hitter over Austin Riley as a hitter.
Yeah, exactly. It's at least coming into the season.
Year, apparently. Yeah. But, it's just, I mean, that lineup is.
That's what I mean. That Braves
scarier.
Lineup fucks. Like, that Braves lineup is insane. Like,
yes.
Yeah,
terrifying.
That's what I'm saying. Like, going into the season when they had the Yankees and the Dodgers as the perennial favorite to be the World Series, is like, come on, guys, really?
Yeah.
There's some, and also there was still the Orioles to talk about, who won the season or won the division last year and added Corbin Burns. So there's that.
It's like you were just discounting other people for whatever reason.
Well, it's because of the biggest markets.
Yeah.
Obviously. Anyways.
Money.
With that, we can get into our other teams because we've gone on a tangent.
Yes. Well, like anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Phillies finally won a baseball series.
Woo!
It took us until we played the Dodgers again to win a baseball series.
You guys just had to close the circle. Had to come full circle.
Apparently. So now we're playing the Diamondbacks, and we're in the first game there, and who knows? Maybe it goes well. At this rate, I have no idea. But I mean, they looked good aside from game one against the Dodgers. Like, they genuinely looked like they actually remembered how to hit a baseball, which was nice. It was nice to see. Wheeler and was it Wheeler? Yes, Wheeler, Sanchez were both good. Not Sanchez. Yes, Sanchez. Sanchez was good. Wheeler was very good.
Back to normal.
Yeah, back to normal. And I mean, I'm not going to complain. The series went against the Dodgers. We won the season series, and so that could have huge implications for the playoffs, unless, of course, the Dodgers miss the playoffs, which would be
hysterical.
Completely hysterical. Otherwise, JC hit 10 years of service time. There's really not much to talk about with the Phillies right now, because other than that, I think we covered how terrible they were on Sunday.
Yeah, we did. With that, the Cardinals, we lost 3 out of the 4 to the Cubs, and then we lost one of the Mets. Random. I guess that must have been a makeup game. And then now we just take 2 out of 3 against the Rays, and of course our bullpen blew it because they've been getting used like they've been getting used like a whore in war. Honestly, like, that bullpen has been getting just thrown out there.
I was gonna go with morphine, but sure.
I was trying to think of one much worse, because that's basically what they've been.
Rhymed.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Okay.
Look, man.
If it's a Vietnam reference, it's a great one.
That's what it was. Exactly.
Okay. There you go. Now it clocks. Now it makes sense.
There we go.
But
yeah.
I mean
that's what the bullpen's been getting used, and now it's showing, like I said, all fucking season.
I mean, you said it yourself.
I said it to begin the season.
Ryan Helsley had his 39th save yesterday?
Yep. His arm is turning into spaghetti as we speak.
Yeah. It definitely is.
Yep. He's got 36 saves. 36 saves.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but
yeah.
Still.
That was a mistype from your reference of the Sweet Life on Deck.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Way to go, guys. 2 for 40.
Yeah. No, the bullpen's been getting used like crazy, and they have to be, because we have 0 starters who go deep into games consistently, minus Sonny Gray, and even his deep into games is like 6 to 7, when other guys deep into games means they have pitchers
7,
that are going
8.
7, 8, sometimes a complete game.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen every outing, obviously, but once in a while, that shit would be nice. I genuinely don't know if there's a Cardinal this season who's gone a complete game. I don't think there has been. I don't think there has been, because I think the total complete games in the NL right now, it's 2. It's 2.
You have 2 guys that have gone complete games?
No. That's the record. Or that's the most is 2.
Well, the Phillies have 4 guys that have thrown complete games.
Well, I'm saying that the highest, the guy who has had the most complete games in baseball has 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's Max Fried and Kevin Gausman.
Huh.
Yeah, and I'm looking right now. No, the Cardinals do not have a single guy who's thrown a complete game.
Well, that's not entirely surprising because every Sonny Gray
no
start.
One does.
No, because and that's the thing. Every Sonny Gray start, I swear, I see the line and it's like, yeah, he has 13 strikeouts, and it's the 6th inning, and I'm like,
yeah,
well, you're not gonna go a complete game if you're throwing 13 strikeouts normally, because you're probably using too many pitches.
Yeah, I mean, Blake Snell did it with 11 Ks.
That's still not 13.
True, but I'll take 11.
Well, you would take.
I'll just take 9 fucking innings.
Snell. Yeah. It doesn't even have to be a shutout.
No, just give me 9 innings, 2 runs earned. Cool, I'll fucking take that.
He's gonna change the definition of a quality start to a quality Cardinal start.
4 innings pitched, 7 or less earned runs allowed. That's a quality start for the Cardinals. That's a Miles Michaelis quality start for you.
What'd your dad say about Miles Michaelis?
Yeah, I know. And then my reply, yes.
Could have given him the thumbs up.
That would have been a better one. Thumbs up. Got it. We know, guys. Well,
it would have been a dad reply. So.
Seriously. Yeah, that's all I really have with the Cardinals. My dad's saying that Nolan Arenado's back because he's got 5 hits in the last 2 days, and I'm like, that's great. I would like to see some fucking power, though. That's honestly
nice.
That's honestly been my only issue with Nolan Arenado. He's actually got a good batting average. He's hitting like 270 or 280, which is great.
That is nice.
His OPS is still in the 700s because he's just had no power this year. Like, I don't know why, but the thump has not been there for him.
Yeah.
And then every time my dad says Goldschmidt's back, he's back for like 3 days and then goes in the MIA again.
Yeah.
In fact, today, I bet you he's MIA because he was like 0 for fucking 30 in his last 30 at bat. Oh, he's 1 for 4. Great. Time to drop him again.
Maybe that'll save a season.
Yeah. All right. So then I guess I'll just go into the Astros really quickly.
Hey, guess who's first in the division?
The Houston Astros are first in the division by a half a game. They just took 2 out of 3 against the Rangers.
Is Kyle Tucker alive?
That's a good question. Like, I didn't think he had a season-ending injury.
I didn't think it was. He fouled a ball off his shin. Like,
yeah.
Dog, I thought fouling a ball off your shin, unless you broke the bones in your shin.
It was only a bone bruise, too. He's missed 65 days with that bone bruise.
Did they find out he had some rare genetic condition? Doing tests?
He's got the eggshell skull. Like,
oh God, why'd you make a law reference? Fuck off. I mean, no, but like seriously, what the hell? Is he okay? Like
until the end. It says until the end of August. I don't know. I think he's missing bone marrow.
I love Kyle Tucker. That's concerning. That's really concerning.
Yeah, it's strange.
Because I didn't think that looked long term at all.
No, I was like maybe a week 2. Like if that.
I thought a week, maybe 2, just to keep him off it.
Yeah, exactly.
And to miss, because Jesus, when did that even happen?
I think
you said
June?
It was before the All-Star break.
Yeah, it was way before the All-Star break. It was,
I was like
early June.
Yeah, because we were talking about it, and I was like, the All-Star break could not be coming at a perfect time for Kyle Tucker to get healthy and just be
and then
Kyle
also
Tucker.
Because I know for a fact when we did
he was playing like an MVP candidate too.
That's what I was just about to say, because when we did what we're going to do this episode, reveal our June and July picks, for our May picks, he was on our MVP team.
Yeah. And he should have been.
He deserved it, yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So, I mean, no return for Kyle Tucker, but we did take 2 out of 3 against the Rangers, so that's good. With the Rangers also, just because of a side note, Jacob deGrom is set to face live hitters, I believe, tomorrow. So.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, that is nice. Even if they don't make the playoffs, I would still like to see Jacob deGrom. It's just always fun to watch.
Yes. And I mean, I'd tune in to see Jacob deGrom pitch.
I'd tune in to see Jacob deGrom face high school hitters. I don't care what he faces. I just got to see that.
Oh, that would be cruel and unusual punishment.
It would. You had to throw a law school reference in yourself.
Yeah. Oh, you already got one. I had to do another one.
Yep. I would pay just to see the 101 on the black and then the 96 mile an hour death slider he fucking throws.
Dude, I guarantee you a high school hitter would swing as it's crossing the other batter's box and fall over. It would be the funniest thing ever.
There's a lot of this is gonna be a tangent. I always as a baseball player, I always thought of what would it be like to face that guy. And there's certain pitchers where I'm I don't even want to fucking know. Randy Johnson, no fucking chance. I do not want to see that at all. Because Randy Johnson had control issues. Nope, I don't want to risk wearing one in the ear. Bob Gibson, don't want to see that because I could look at him wrong and he's ear hole. Yeah.
You shoot him the wrong glance one time and you're now your family's reading your obituary.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that motherfucker smiled at me. Yeah, because I'm facing Bob Gibson. That's cool as shit. Well, I got to take your head off
Baseball legend. Well, now you're going to die.
Yeah, exactly. Nolan Ryan's another one. Don't want to face that shit. Nope. But Jacob deGrom had insane control. I want to see that. If I could step into the box against Jacob, I'm not saying I'm going to hit him. There's no fucking chance. I'm not getting it.
God, no. Are you kidding?
But I wouldn't even swing. I would just be in awe of what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Oh my God, that's in the other batter's box.
Yeah. Kyle Schwarber just tried to steal a base. That was... All right. The year of our Lord 2024.
You're having a great year. Stop trying to steal bases. Don't do that. All right. With that, you want to get into the Mariners real quick?
Yeah. So the Mariners are doing Mariner things and losing games again. They're currently on a 3-game losing streak. They lost to the Phillies 6-0. They lost to the Tigers 4-2. And they lost to the Tigers 6-2. And they are currently tied 0-0 with the Tigers in the second.
I thought you were going to say the 7th.
It probably will be.
Yeah, probably.
Because we're on that series, Tarik Skubal, what the fuck are you doing? He tried to catch a comebacker with a bare hand.
Oh, yes. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I did see that. Look, man, all I got to say is and not only that, it's his fucking throwing hand.
I know.
I mean, at least Mason Miller was willing to risk his non-throwing hand.
Yes, and look, I get it. Instincts. Oh, this is coming back at me. I could totally snag that.
No. This is what Tarik Skubal is. Tarik Skubal's a fucking psycho.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a psycho. He's one of the Max Scherzer cases. He's one of the he is a pitcher. He is the definition of a pitcher where it's they're a little crazy. They're a little crazy. But they will die on the field for you. I promise you that.
Yeah. Well, he almost died.
Yep. Which that could have ended his Cy Young chase, or his Cy Young chases, because right now, season ends, he wins the fucking Cy Young. It's not even close.
Easily.
There's not even a close second.
I mean, we haven't seen something and that's part of why I bet him, because I was I thought it could be this good, but I didn't think it was actually going to be this good.
I still love that was both of our dark horse. We were I wanted to pick him so bad.
Yeah. Dude, I really did.
I did too.
I really did.
I saw him and I was dude, his stuff is so good. And I was he figured it out last year. And fuck, if he can do that next year, he could win the Cy Young. And I was so close. I was I want to do it. I want to do it.
And then we both picked Mariners pitchers.
Hey, one of them still got a chance.
Kirby wasn't great yesterday. He was okay. But it was five innings, 3 runs, and he probably just used too many pitches because he also struck out 7.
Yeah, right now, Tarik Skubal leads all of MLB in wins, ERA, strikeouts, and ERA+. Which the fact that he leads all of MLB in wins, with the Tigers being as shitty as they are...
Have you looked at his Savant page recently?
Am I going to lose my edge streak?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Okay, yeah, I did.
I knew it.
Oh my God.
It's disgusting. It's the most disgusting thing.
Oh. That's diabolical. I love it.
Pitching run value 100%.
Oh my god. I'm getting goosebumps looking at this, and I'm not even joking.
It's so nasty. It's so nasty. Everything's
Oh my
red.
god. And then you look at his pitch mix. 32% four-seamer, 20% changeup, 20% sinkers, 15% slider, 4.6% knuckle curve.
Dude, and his curveball velocity averaging 79 after throwing 101 at your chin must be just.
Well, and then just fastball. And then just fastball the changeup, because I'm telling you right now, the best pitch in baseball is a good changeup. Shit changeup, no. But a good changeup, fucking diabolical. Like, I've faced lefties with good changeups. It is no fun, because you sit there and you're like, oh, this is a fastball. And then you're like, wait, why has it not come yet? And it's like dropping as you're just watching it just fall. It's like that. It's literally just like you hear music
Jamie
playing
Moyer
in the background.
Commercial.
Yeah, you just hear it just slowly dying. You're like, and then it just fucking falls. And you're like,
just flailing at it.
Fucking close. His average fastball velo, 97. Average changeup velocity, 86.
Taking 11 miles an hour off that is crazy work.
And
dude.
they look like and out of the hand, they look like the exact same pitch.
Yeah, it's the exact same pitch. Thing.
Like, that's why he's been as dominant as he is, because it's like, oh yeah, you think it's the fastball, LOL.
Nope. It's 11 miles and off it. Good luck with that, though.
Yeah, that's crazy. Anyways, back to the Mariners, because we're fucking around.
The Mariners are doing Mariner things, and they'll likely will lose this game against the Tigers, and then they host the Mets, and then
Mets have been playing very good ball,
and then they go to Detroit again. So they're playing Detroit in the season series, which they're currently losing 2-0 in, unless they win today. And then they have a 3-game set against the Pirates, and then a 3-game set against the Dodgers, and then they host the Giants. It's just like it's not getting like technically more difficult. It's like a roller coaster, which is essentially the best way to describe the Mariners baseball team.
Not really. The best way to describe their baseball team is like their pitching is the best pitching in baseball, and then their hitting is the worst hitting in baseball.
Well, I mean, highest of highs, lowest of lows.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying now. I can see that. Yeah. It's like every half inning. It's like, oh wow, that was really good. Oh, that sucks. Oh wow, that was really good.
Yeah, it's like the climb is the pitching. It's like, oh my god, he just struck out the side. Oh my god, all of our hitters went down looking.
Yep.
And you want to vomit at the bottom, and then you have to climb again because you're like, oh, Kirby's still striking out the side. Oh my god, they suck again.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I still think, honestly, at the trade deadline, if I were them, what I would have done is I probably would have moved to Brian Wu for some hitters. That's what I would have done.
Because Emerson Hancock is not bad. He could be your 5, and Brian Wu could probably be another team's 2.
He could be another team's ace. Fuck, if he was on the Cardinals right now, he'd be the ace.
Yeah, he would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would be.
Most teams, he'd actually be their fucking ace, honestly. Like,
because he's their 5 and he's that good.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I would have moved him and been like, all right, because let's say they do make it to the playoffs. Now you're moving Brian Wu to the bullpen? What the fuck does that do you? Like, because
it's like who's going in a playoff series 1, 2, 3? It's Castillo, Kirby, and
Gilbert. Yep,
easily.
It's not even close.
And then after that, like, you're definitely moving Bryce Miller to the bullpen because Bryce Miller's pitch mix is more suited to that role.
Yeah, I agree.
Than anything else. Brian Wu his pitch mix is definitely starter worthy.
Yeah, it is 100%.
And not to say that Bryce Miller is bad. Bryce Miller is a good pitcher.
He's great.
But if you're gonna move one of the two, I mean, shit, dude. If you're gonna move a pitcher, if you're the Mariners, if you're not gonna pay Logan Gilbert, why the hell didn't you move him to get a ton of hitting?
But the issue is Logan Gilbert's been fucking stellar this year. So it's
no, and I don't think they should move Logan Gilbert. I do not think that. But
that's what I'm saying at the deadline.
If you have 5 guys like that,
why not
your offense is so putrid?
Yeah,
get rid of one of them.
You can get rid of one of them, and you can get. I mean, think about what a team would have paid for a Brian Wu. Like, I'm thinking, let's say the Cardinals.
Ridiculous.
like right now, if the Cardinals were to trade for him, guaranteed that package includes. No, we don't have a lot of good hitting.
Okay, theoretically,
let's use a different team.
Theoretically, if all of your young prospects that were supposed to be guys, were guys and were hitting the ball, they're probably taking your top 3 hitters.
If I'm the Cardinals, like let's use a different team just because like the Cardinals probably wouldn't sell, but like a team like who's on the verge, I would say like a Nationals. They could have got a Jesse Winker. They could have got a Lane Thomas. Probably in the same fucking I guarantee in the same package as a Brian Wu, and then probably a prospect on top of it. Like
you probably could have got what's his name, Brady Howes.
Yeah,
they're like shortstop prospect who's nasty.
That's what I'm saying. Like they could have got all 3 of those guys for a Brian Wu, and you're telling me a Jesse Winker and a Lane Thomas don't add to that batting or that lineup? I think they're perfect fucking fits.
Do.
Like
they absolutely do.
Exactly. So it's like, and I think that helps significantly. Like I think that makes a team
look. And if you think you need more infield help instead, okay, whatever. Put Brian Wu and J.P. Crawford in the same deal.
Yeah.
Try and get C.J. Abrams.
Yeah, exactly.
Try and get C.J. Abrams and Lane Thomas, because who are you going to take out of the Mariners outfield right now? You're going to take Victor Robles out.
Yeah.
Because you're going to put what's his name? J-Rod in center when he's back.
Yeah.
And you have Luke Raley, who has been productive.
Yes.
I'm not going to say, because Luke Raley has been productive.
He's been one of the few.
But if you can DH him instead of Mitch fucking Garver,
yeah, who has been atrocious, like
awful.
Yeah,
awful. If you could DH Raley instead of Garver and just have Garver catch every like 3rd day, and then have an outfield of Arozarena, J-Rod, and Lane Thomas. Look, man, that's kind of terrifying.
Or
boom, double off the wall. Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah, that checks.
It was so close to being a home run. So close.
Or if they wanted to trade with the Angels, they probably could have got an Ohapi and probably a Taylor Ward.
Taylor Ward would have been a good fit there.
That's
simply
what I'm saying.
Because of the power numbers. Some of his other stuff is really suspect.
Actually, we're retarded. You know who they should have traded with?
Who?
The Oakland A's, and got a Brent fucking Rooker.
They should have got Brent fucking Rooker.
Trade Brian Wu for a Brent Rooker? Then not only that, but
and
Brent Rooker wouldn't be the only one in that deal. It would be a Brent Rooker, maybe a Lawrence Butler even.
Yeah, and if you don't want Brent Rooker playing the outfield, you can DH him. Give him Garver. Screw it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I was a Mariners trade deadline, I would have moved Brian Wu, because we have enough pitching. We don't need any more. Sorry, one of our 5th starter has a 3 ERA. Darn it. Well, I guess that's most teams a 3 ERA is their 2nd starter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anything else on the Mariners?
About that team? No.
Yeah.
Enough about that team.
We got one. We got one.
Yes.
One say no to walk.
Singular.
Sean Manaea had a stellar outing. It's a good thing we caught this one right before the podcast, because we didn't think there was any this week. And this one was more than deserving. Great outing by Sean Manaea. He went 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 10 Ks, no runs allowed. Kudos to you. That's a great outing.
Yeah, no, good for Sean Manaea.
Yeah, the Mets. You know what? I think we need to make an apology
to
the Mets broadcast booth.
Oh yeah.
You know what? You knew something we didn't. We were wrong. Like, I thought this team was a dumpster fire. It looked like a dumpster fire to begin the season. But you know what? They're not competing for the division like they said they would be. But they're definitely competing to make the playoffs. They could make the playoffs.
They definitely could.
And not only that, they don't have a terrible team to where it's like, yeah, if they make the playoffs, they're definitely first round exiting. Like, no, they could do some work. I wouldn't say that they'd have to go on an insane run,
Oh, it would have to be nuts. It would have to be nuts. But
because right now they're scheduled. If the season ended today, they'd be playing the Brewers. I could see them beating the Brewers in a 3-game series.
They could beat the Brewers in a 3-game set. Yeah,
I could definitely see that.
I think it would go 3, but
yeah, I agree with that. I can see it happening.
And then it really depends on their Game 3 starter at that point.
Yeah, because that's where it gets.
Because Kodai's done again for the year.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So I mean, I'll make it. We will somewhat apologize to the Mets broadcast.
I'll apologize to the broadcast booth because I don't really have beef with the broadcast booth, except for Keith Hernandez. Guy's still a jackass. Like, because it very, very confusing. I didn't think that it was going to be even like possible for them to make the playoffs. Somehow it is. Good,
I don't think,
and good for them.
Yeah, I didn't think it was.
I guess. I mean, I am personally not happy for the Mets because I am never happy for the Mets. But broadcast booth, whatever. Go ahead.
Hey, at least Cam has something to look at.
No. No.
Yeah, it's true. Cam is kind of a
What possible adjective could you use to describe him?
I can't think of any good ones.
Neither can I.
I don't even know what to call him.
I hope he listens to this.
He doesn't. I look at the numbers. Yeah, fuck you, Cam.
Damn Canadian.
You should be listening. Yeah, communist. All right. Let's go into. So we didn't really preview it, but I'm dropping it now. But
we didn't talk about the Orioles at all, did we?
Oh yeah, no, we didn't. And then we're not doing that 2 weeks in a row. Damn it. We love the Orioles too much. The Orioles are in first place again with a. Oh, no, they're tied. They're tied for first. Fucking Yankees. They lost to the Blue Jays today, but they also lost the series to the Blue Jays. I need MVP Gunnar back. That's what I need.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what's going on with him right now.
I mean, it's sad to say that we need MVP Gunnar back when he's still got a 926 OPS.
Yeah,
but baseball was funner when it was Gunnar Henderson is on pace to have the greatest season by a shortstop ever in the history of baseball.
Yeah.
And he just hasn't been that. I mean, over his last 7 games, he's got a 797 OPS. Over his last 15 games, a 787 OPS. And in the last 30 games, 789 OPS. So it's over the last 30 games, I don't know what it is. I know what it is, but I'm not going to say it on air.
No, you can't say that on there.
Yeah, I won't do that. No, I just
It's from Moneyball. If you can pick up the reference,
that is
kudos to you.
He made his debut on my mom's birthday.
Huh.
Yeah, but yeah, I need MVP Gunnar back because the team needs it.
The Orioles need MVP Gunnar back too.
That's what I'm saying because
the team itself, I will say,
and also Rutschman's struggling too.
Yeah, Rutschman is struggling too. The only one who isn't struggling is frickin' Jackson.
Well, I was going to say Anthony Santander, too.
Well, Santander, too. Santander is apparently just him, but...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, that shouldn't be overtly surprising because Santander is a good player.
He's another underrated player in baseball.
No, absolutely. And the one thing I will say, I've seen, because I'm from this area, I see a lot of Orioles fans complaining about X, Y, and Z every once in a while, and it's often about Brandon Hyde's lineup decisions. Apparently he's kind of like Rob Thompson with the righty lefty thing.
Okay.
And when I say kinda, I mean almost to an extreme degree, because I have 4 Orioles in one of my fantasy baseball leagues. And all of them are lefties. And 3 of them were sitting against a lefty.
That is true. He does do that.
The only one he hasn't sat is Gunnar.
Yeah,
which it's
you can't.
You can't.
That should be criminal. If you sat Gunnar Henderson because there was a lefty on the mound, you should be punished by the Geneva Convention.
Yes.
I mean, and I noticed that because I had O'Hearn on my team for a while, and I noticed like every other game he was like, well, not every other game, but like once every like 3 games he was sitting, and I was like, why the fuck's he sitting? And it's like, oh, lefty on the mound.
Yeah, and it's like you have switch hitters, you have righties, but I don't know if they have enough competitive righties to make that a worthwhile choice.
And I'm gonna push against the people being not against about the righty lefty split, but about his lineup construction. I kind of like what he does a little bit with. So Rutschman has been struggling, so he moved him to the 6th spot, and I'm like, I like that.
I'm fine with that.
I hate when teams.
I think there's more going with the split thing rather than the actual order.
Yeah,
but that's fine. Like if you're upset about the splits, that's fine. But moving guys around in the order is like get them in a less vulnerable spot.
Yeah.
So they have a better opportunity to hit.
I like when managers do that. You don't see it as often as I would like to see it.
Because you're trying to protect players' egos versus something else.
Well, and it's I think in my opinion, a good manager should be able to tell the player, like, look, I'm not protecting
struggling right now.
You're struggling, and I know you're a good player. But if I move you down the lineup, you're going to see better pitches. You're going to get more of an opportunity to show or to just get back on the roll that you were on. And then
you can go back up in the lineup.
You get right back where you were. Exactly.
Yeah.
But like
that I think is a thing a good manager does.
Exactly.
The constantly sitting left-handed hitters, it's like
I don't like that.
Like, look, man. The only way that a left-handed hitter gets better against left-handed pitching is if he actually faces it.
Yep.
Like, him sitting on the bench and looking at the tablet isn't going to help him. Like, yeah, he might strike out an uncomfortable amount of times, but at least he's seeing the pitches.
Exactly.
And he can start to pick up on it rather than, I think that's a changeup. No, that was a fastball. Damn.
I tried.
Yeah, it's like, damn, you almost had him from the bench, man. Thought you would have hit a 2-run homer from the bench. No. Jesus.
Exactly.
And that's what the frustrating thing for me with Thompson is when he sits Stott and Marsh, and it's like, look, this year it's absolutely justified. Marsh hasn't been good against lefties, and Stott has just been like overall he hasn't been.
He's had a bad season. He's had a really bad season,
and so I'm not super mad at him for it because it's totally justified. But at some point you have to, let them see the pitching in order for them to get better at it.
Yeah.
So there's that.
With that, that's all. I don't really have all that much on the Orioles. Like they're winning the division. They're not playing good baseball, but thankfully the Yankees are also not playing good baseball.
Yeah.
I mean the Orioles are 5-5.
Like a lot of teams have gone into a post All-Star break slump around the same time.
A lot of the big name teams did. So
yeah.
You don't know. Regardless, we said our piece on what the Orioles should have done with the pitching staff before. No need to drag that out again.
No, because if we drag that out again, we'd be sitting here for another hour and a half talking about why this was a stupid decision. But
yep. Anyways, which also, by the way, talk about a team that should have won after Brian Wu.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, because they got the farm system to. Not only that, they're AAA guys. The Orioles AAA guys, I guarantee you, are better hitters than a lot of the Mariners MLB guys.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So they
could
have
Mayo over Josh Rojas easily.
Yeah. With that, we can get into our we messed up. We didn't do our June picks. Sorry, guys. We were in the middle of bar prep, so brains were sidetracked. They're still getting back to functioning. I think you guys have noticed that we're now actually more on baseball. We've been able to digest baseball again, but for 2.5 months, we were not digesting a lot of baseball. We were keeping up with it very scarcely.
Yes.
But even then, because we're fucking nerds, it's still more than about 90% of people who watch baseball.
Yes.
with that, we have our June and July. We would have normally done just June, but because we missed it for June and July is over, our June and July AL MVPs by position and NL MVPs by position. Start in the AL because we like to save the best for last.
Yes, this is an NL-based podcast, by the way.
Yes, we're basically the John Boy of NL, basically.
Yes. So I'll let you start. I mean,
catcher.
You know what? Do we want to do it like we've done some of the other picks, where you go through and I'll just chime in if I disagree?
I mean, chime in, but also say who you picked.
Okay.
If it's different, obviously. For AL, for the months of June and July, I had at catcher Yainer Diaz. Yainer Diaz had an 894 OPS over that time period, had a 149 weighted runs created plus, which also led the American League. He was second in WAR behind Cal Raleigh, just because his defense is not the greatest. But I just thought the difference in offense between Cal Raleigh with a 786 OPS versus an 894, I had to go with Yainer.
Yeah, I would have had Yainer as well. So
okay,
the first, honestly, as much as I love Cal, Yainer was just
for the AL. There wasn't a ton of you could pick somebody else. Like this next one, it was Vlad Jr. First base is Vlad
yes.
Jr.
No,
there's
first
not
base
another.
was Vlad.
There's not another pick. It's not even close.
No, if I picked someone else, you probably would have called me to be shot in the street. But
probably 39 times.
Way to go, guys!
Vlad Guerrero Jr. over that stretch had a 1.088 OPS. The next closest was an 845.
I mean, dude, you could even go into July right now. He's still
on fire.
Base.
Yeah,
he's still my first base in July.
Yes, 100%. You mean you mean for August?
Oh,
yeah, I know.
Well, August just started.
Yeah.
Are we doing June and July, or did we miss?
No, I meant combined. Like I'm doing combined June and July.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's still Vlad.
Yeah, exactly. After that, another one that I thought was pretty obvious, Brendan Lau over June and July. You can make some arguments because he didn't play as many games as have as many plate appearances as some other players, but he had a 927 OPS, 163 weighted runs created plus, the highest WAR by second baseman. The only one who's even relatively close by WAR is Marcus Semien over that stretch, had a 1.6. But Marcus Semien did not hit well.
Yeah, I still wouldn't have taken Semien over him.
Semien hit over that same stretch at a 730 OPS.
I would have had Altuve closer, but I was still going to pick Lau.
Altuve was a 796 OPS, so he was close, but
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't have Altuve, but I would have had him closer than Semien probably.
Yeah, with two Brendan Lau and Altuve, I would say are more power hitting second baseman or more offensive driven second baseman. Marcus Semien's more. He's usually the full package.
He's usually an all around guy,
but he's kind of just been a very defense first this season. So I definitely was like, yeah, it's got to be Brendan Lau. After that, at third base, this one you could make some arguments for some other players, but I had it was Rafael Devers. Rafael Devers over that time period had the most WAR.
I also had Devers.
A 1.049 OPS. The next closest is Jose Ramirez with an 882 OPS. I mean, over the season, yes, Ramirez has had a more productive season, but we're just talking about June and July. So that's why I went with those. The shortstop, you couldn't pick anybody else. There's no other pick. It's Bobby Witt Jr.
No, it is Bobby Witt.
It's Bobby Witt by a fucking mile.
We talked about the cheating allegations.
We did.
And we hope it's not true, but
and from what we saw, what I did some research on his last since the All-Star break, it was basically since the All-Star break, he's actually been better on the road. So maybe it was just a weird coincidence.
He's trying to rewrite the narrative himself,
and I hope he does because I do not want to see a cheating scandal.
No, it was absolutely Bobby Witt Jr.
Outfielders, honestly, for the AL, I don't think there was anything you could really object to with this because I went Judge, Soto, Duran.
That's who I went with as well.
Yeah, I was like, there's nobody else.
The
Juan
DH
Soto's been great.
The DH was also easy.
Brent Rooker.
Yeah, it was Brent Rooker.
Yeah, I actually didn't even do a DH. I forgot to do one, but I didn't even have to think. It's Brent Rooker.
Yeah.
And then starting pitching, I also didn't think was close, and you're actually going to like my starting pitching choice a lot. It was Sir George Kirby.
I had George. I did pick George.
I mean, he's got the highest. I mean, shit. He's got the highest WAR over that stretch with a 2.6. Next closest is 1.9, which I usually hate WAR for pitching because I think it seems to be always wrong. But even if you do the same thing over that stretch, George Kirby's got a 2.23 ERA over that same stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Tied for the lead in innings pitched over that stretch. 73 strikeouts and 72 innings pitched. So it's like, yeah, I'm going with George Kirby. He only had 10 walks over 72 innings pitched. Like,
he hates walks, dude.
He does hate walks, which is, I'm shocked he has not been on a say no to walk segment yet. Now this last one, you can make an argument for a few people, but saves is what got me. I went with Class A.
Oh no, I would have easily gone Class A as well. Class A. He's been on a different planet this year.
He has. He's been ridiculous. It
didn't even matter to me that we missed an entire month. The dude has been absolutely unhittable.
He's second in saves over that time period, only behind Josh Hader, and then he's got a 1.13 ERA over that same stretch. So, yeah, I couldn't go with anybody else.
Yeah.
AL gets a little more mixed up. So, I'm sorry,
NL?
NL gets a little more mixed up. So, on to, because there was literally not an objection on any of them, we will go with the National League. First, we had at catcher. There was you could make some debates on catcher. There was a lot of debates you could have made. But I went with Wilson Contreras.
Do you mean Wilson or do you mean William?
I mean Wilson. I do mean Wilson.
Okay.
Wilson has, over that stretch...
I was going to go with his brother, so...
Well, that was one of the arguments. You could also go with Patrick Bailey, who had the highest WAR out of all of them.
I was so close to picking Patrick Bailey. I was so close.
He had the highest WAR, but what didn't get me with that one was just his
offensive output just isn't there.
His offensive output.
He's not a bad hitter, but he's not on the same planet as the Contreras brothers.
Exactly. Wilson Contreras had a 913 OPS, while William had a 785 over that stretch. And then, where the fuck is he? I don't even know what he hit over that stretch. Patrick Bailey, okay.
I wouldn't say he was probably bad, but...
I'm not seeing him in even the top 30 for catcher.
Well then...
Oh, no, okay, I found him. 668 OPS over that stretch. So, I understand catching is supposed to be a defensive first position. I mean, for me, one of my greatest catchers of all time is Yadier Molina, obvious reasons. And if you don't think that, sorry, you're just wrong. The fact is, I saw a list that said top 10 greatest catchers of all time, and he was not in that list. That one bothered me a lot. Oh my god, though, dude, his defensive. Oh my god, Patrick Bailey's defense.
Oh, dude, his defensive value is absolutely insane.
Holy shit! Man, that has me rethinking my pick. His defensive value on Fangraphs is 25.7 over that time period.
I don't think anyone's even close.
The next closest is 10.9.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Half. Holy shit.
I mean, that's the thing. I wouldn't even protest because he was my second guy.
Oh man. You know what? For me being a defensive first person, I'm switching my pick. I'm going Patrick Bailey.
I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to argue that because he was my second guy, so I'm not going to argue it at all. I think Patrick Bailey would be just as deserving.
I have a feeling for this next pick we're gonna have the same exact pick.
All right, send him.
Bruce Harper.
Yeah, it was Bruce.
Yeah, it was Bruce. And you could have made an argument for Freddie. It was so close.
Freddie would have been my other guy. Freddie would have been my other guy.
It is so close, but I just think it's so close, but it's just like a niche up. Because if you look at defensive value between Freddie and Bryce Harper, they're about the same. They're almost the same
first base his entire career. So
exactly, that's how good Bryce Harper's been. Bryce Harper over that stretch has a 3.6 WAR in 2 months. as a first baseman, where that is not his normal position by any means. So it's and Freddie. Let's see, and among first basemen, Bryce Harper had over that same stretch had an 898 OPS, while Freddie Freeman had an 884. So it's like, God, was it fucking close? Yeah, but not quite. I mean, shit. Even weighted runs created plus, Freddie Freeman's got Harper beat by 3 points. So it's like, man, it's as close. That is as close as it gets. But I went with Bryce.
I went with Bryce as well.
Second base, you can't argue.
I think it's. I mean, this one's easy. I think it's Kitrel Marte.
Yeah, it's not even. Relatively, it's not fucking close. No. Now, third base gets interesting because I think I know who you're gonna pick.
I'm still picking Bohm. Still picking Bohm. And I mean, no, and you could totally argue someone else, but I'm not probably gonna have a great argument against it. But I'm still picking Bohm.
I'm going with Matt Chapman.
That's totally fair. Matt Chapman he's had unreal.
He's been, I mean, hitting wise, he's kind of been the normal Matt Chapman. He's hitting has a 785 OPS.
The guy is the king of hard hit balls that are always outs.
They need to study how he's not one of the greatest hitters in baseball, because if you look at his hard hit percentage and everything on Savant, he should be one of the best hitters in baseball.
Every single season.
It doesn't make sense.
And he's also he's a defensive
That's what
wizard.
I was going to say. Defensively, he's insane, because by wins above replacement over that stretch, he has Alec Bohm beat by almost a full win, just because his defense is just that fucking incredible. And over that same stretch, Alec Bohm has had a great hitting 2 months. I mean, he had a 812 OPS over that same time period. So you could have went with either one. I went with Chapman just because that defense is incredible.
I went with Bohm because I'm a homer.
Yep, that's true. Now, the shortstop one is not relatively close, and you're going to have to make an apology.
Ellie?
Yeah, you gotta make an apology.
I was again, I didn't even think I really ripped him last time.
853 OPS over that time period with 5.6 wins above replacement. Would you like to make your apology?
I'm actually not going to make an apology.
You got it. Come on, man.
No, I'm going with Trey.
Trey Turner was fucking. He was 6 in wins above. He was literally 2.5, almost 2.5. No, Ellie doubled his WAR in that time period. Yeah, Ellie doubled his WAR almost by 0.2. He was aware, almost doubled it.
Trey wasn't even playing for one of those months.
I understand, but that's why I'm going for that's why I'm saying for the 2 months.
I'm going with Trey still. Trey's July was unreal, dude.
It was. And if we were just doing July, I'd probably go with Trey. But, boot, I did not. I mean,
I know you didn't. Dude, I already said I was being a homer when I picked Bohm. I was gonna pick Trey.
58 stolen bases.
No. Okay, look, I'm not arguing that you're wrong. And is Ellie unreal? Absolutely. I think he's unreal. And I'm glad he's actually figured it out, because I thought he wasn't going to.
I agree with you.
But I'm still going to pick Trey because I'm a psychopath.
Okay, fine, I'll let you pick Trey. But you have to make a fucking apology, because we retracted your apology.
Ellie De La Cruz, I'm sorry, but
hang on, that's not a proper apology.
All right, no, yeah. All right.
As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run, and so that'll make it a 4-0 ball game. I don't know if I'm gonna be putting on this headset again.
He will.
Shout out to Tom. He is actually putting it on again. I did
see that.
I don't know what for, but I'm glad he is, because he's actually a pretty good announcer.
He is. He just has some questionable things he says off air.
On air. Yeah.
Alrighty. In the outfield, it's never been that bad. No. In the outfield, I had Jurgensen Profar.
I also had Jurgensen Profar. I mean, dude's been insane.
He's been finally, after 10 years after he was the number one prospect in baseball, he finally figured it fucking out.
at age 31. Good for him.
Hey, glad to see it. Which could not come at a more opportune time for the Padres.
For the Padres, yeah, absolutely.
Because also another Padre made my list, Jackson Merrill.
Oh, absolutely. I had Jackson as well. And
Jackson
my other one, I think you'll agree with. I had Brenton Doyle.
That's exactly who I had as well.
Okay.
Looks like we're fucking on fire. Starting pitcher gets weird because I picked one that might not have the innings pitched, but the sheer dominance I couldn't disagree with. Paul Skeens.
Oh, I went with Skeens as well.
Okay.
I mean, Skeens' stats.
I understand.
Skeens is no. I totally understand the innings pitched argument and all of that stuff. Whatever. The dude has like Nolan Ryan-esque numbers.
It's been stupid.
It might even be better than Nolan Ryan at this rate. I could be wrong there, and I probably am wrong.
No, I'm not even going to say you're wrong because by sheer peak of pitching, he's been fucking insane. Like, he's got in that stretch. Wait, why does he not qualify? Oh, I guess he doesn't qualify. Let's go.
I thought he would have qualified. I thought he would have qualified at this point.
Let's go 100 innings pitched. Well, it's just over that time period. He doesn't even have 100 innings pitched.
Really? What is he at? He's got to be close.
He's got to be. He's at 86. So I get it. He's only at 86 innings pitched, but through that 86 innings pitched, he's had a 1.99 ERA. I already went into a deep dive on the last episode of how fucking insane it's been. 14 starts, 107 strikeouts in that 86 innings pitched, and typically young guys who strike a lot of guys out also walk a lot of guys. Not Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens in 86 innings pitched has 19 fucking walks.
Paul Skeens says no to walks.
Yeah. It's been. I couldn't go with somebody else just because of how fucking dominant he's been.
Oh, you also didn't go with the DH here, but the answer in the NL is very obvious.
Yeah,
it's Shohei.
Shohei Ohtani. Yep. It's not, and again, not relatively close.
No. The relief pitcher for the NL.
That was a toss up.
Purely based on ERA alone, I want to say because the Phillies bullpen had been shaky going into July, but like their June numbers were so good.
Their June numbers were electric, and I know who you want to go with.
I want to go with Hoffman.
Yeah, I knew, and I thought about going with Hoffman as well
because, dude, he's still got. You know what? No, not now. But that's after I think his 2 outings ago. He had a bad outing.
Yeah.
But before that, he had a sub 1 ERA.
Yeah.
So that's why I went with Hoffman. With you. Like that's why I went with Hoffman, and not simply because of he's a Philly. Like no, he's just been that good.
I almost went with Hoffman as well. The only reason I didn't was based on save numbers. I didn't go with the guy who had the most saves. I went with Tanner Scott, who had
and that's completely fair. Tanner Scott has been insane.
Tanner Scott had a 1.49 ERA over that time period with 18 saves also, and 48 in the third innings pitched. Like, I went with Tanner Scott because I was like, he does have a shit walk rate though. His walk rate is fucking terrible.
Yeah, the guy walks a lot of guys.
48.1.
He also struggled in his first outing in San Diego, but I won't exactly fault him for that. It's the first outing for a new team.
Yeah. And then he also had 3 holds in that time period.
And he's also probably not going to be the closer in San Diego because Robert Suarez is going to be the closer.
Exactly. And that was another pick you could have went with was Robert Suarez.
You could have gone with
because
Robert
Suarez over that time period had 142 or a 1.42 ERA with 24 saves. And he doesn't like walks as much either. So Tanner Scott had 48 in the third innings pitch. Take a guess the walks.
Wait, how many innings pitched? Did you say 48 in the third?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm going to hate this. Is it like 32?
30.
Damn, I was close.
Which is a fuckload of walks.
That's a lot of walks.
That whip has to be shit.
You gotta be smoking like 3 cigarettes every time you watch a Tanner Scott save appearance.
Hey, you know what? But maybe I picked Tanner Scott because it's like the inner me. Like, that's how I was in junior college baseball.
He walks the bases loaded. And he doesn't. And it's like he just needs the pressure for some godforsaken reason.
We're crazy. Pitchers are crazy.
No one's arguing against that one.
Yep. As the pitcher on the podcast team. I will not disagree with that.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
we agreed on almost everything there.
That's almost everything.
Yeah.
Minus your fucking Ellie De La Cruz hatred.
Look, it's not even hatred. I'm glad he's actually figuring it out because him being a bust would be actually terrible for the MLB.
It's better for baseball.
Him figuring it out is a good thing because, like, I want to see a guy who steals 100 bags a season and also can hit 470-something foot homers.
Yeah.
Because that's exciting. That's why you go to the ballpark.
It's like rooting against like Jacob deGrom when he was on the Mets. It's like, look, man, you can hate the Mets, and I'm speaking to you specifically. But
no, dude, I almost felt bad for him.
I did feel bad. You can't even say almost. You can, with all that you've said about
it was more comical. It was more comical than anything else because it was like, how is he 10-9?
With a 1.77 ERA.
It's like the guy is a starting pitcher with a sub-2 ERA, and somehow he only has 10 wins.
And not even like a sub-2, like well below a 2. Like they were talking about him possibly breaking Bob Gibson's 1.12 record.
And they're going to lower the mound again because of Jacob deGrom. Wait.
Hitters
raise the mound. No?
No, lower it.
Yep. Lower. They're going to lower the round again, yeah.
I wish they would raise it. Dude, there was a few times where I played on
You want to make hitting harder? You're a Cardinals fan. You shouldn't want to make hitting harder.
I'm also a pitcher.
All right.
Dude, there was a few times where I played on some...
You know what, actually, that might actually help you more. Raise them out again. Just at Busch Stadium.
Yeah. But no, what I was saying was I played a few games where like we played on shit fields where they had raised mounds.
Oh,
dude,
Jesus.
I felt like I was throwing 100 those days. Like it was awesome because like you just had the downward path from the mound, and it was just like, oh yeah, I'm throwing this ball. If
6 million miles an hour.
Normally, I feel like I'm throwing like 85. Today, I feel like I'm throwing like 96, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
All right. With that, follow us on Spotify at The Baseball Diaries, Twitter, The BB Diaries, Twitter, Sato and the Walks, Instagram at The Baseball Diaries Pod, YouTube at The Baseball Diaries Pod, and follow our personal accounts because why? Because you can.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
And start commenting shit. We like it. We like comments. We like to talk shit. We're very good at it.
Definitely good at that.
Also, comment at your own risk because we're also both, hopefully, knock on wood, going to be attorneys in October. So we like to argue. Well, I would say I hate to argue. Pick the profession
best suited for it.
Yeah, I would say I hate to argue, but I also like to be right. I mean, my stepdad literally would tell me when I was growing up, you should be an attorney because we would sit in his garage and talk shit about baseball. Like one time we got into an argument. This one killed me. He tried to tell me the Reds had more World Series wins than the Cardinals. And I was like, nope, very wrong. And he's like, you ever heard of the Big Red Machine? And I'm like, yeah, they had like 3 fucking years. Cardinals have the second most World Series rings, my friend. And he was not about it. And I had to look it up and be like, hey, dipshit.
The numbers don't lie, man.
We had 10 at the time. That was before. Yeah, it was before the 2011 World Series.
Nice.
Yeah, that hurt saying, honestly.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like as soon as I said 2011, I was like, oh my god. I was 15.
Yeah, that was 13 years ago, brother.
Drive.
It was 13 years ago, brother.
I couldn't even drive the last time the Cardinals won a World Series. Bill DeWitt, I hope you're watching. I am a 28-year-old man. I'm closer to 30 than I am 25. And I haven't seen the Cardinals win a World
depressing.
Series. That is depressing. It's very depressing.
That's depressing. That sucks.
I'm closer to 30, and I haven't seen a World Series win since I was not able to drive.
Is it almost your bedtime now, old man?
It's well past my bedtime. Actually, hang on. Oh, 1 minute until my bedtime.
Jesus Christ. I'm on a podcast with a grandpa. It's amazing he knows how to work this technology.
It is. And I'm the one who does the editing, which is even crazier.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it for us.
That is it.
Grandpa's got to go to bed.
Yep. Bedtime.
Peace.